Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Sailor Solitaire and this is your June 2017 tarot reading. This is a general reading, so be sure to check out your other signs. Sun, moon, rising, any sign that you identify with. I want to apologize in advance because I do have a sore throat and a bit of a cough. So don't mind me. I'll try to power through these readings. I do have a mic with me, so there it is. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I'll also be posting mid-month updates, so keep an eye out for those. And thank you so much for watching. Okay, my fellow Tauruses, let's get down to business. I hope they're all doing well, and that you've gracefully recovered from Taurus season for you Taurus suns, or even for you Taurus moons, or ascendants, or Venuses. There's definitely a shift in the energies around. I hope you're having a fantastic June so far. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, so a general indication of your situations going on in this month. We have Two of Wands in the reverse position. Okay. So with this Two of Wands in the reverse position, this can indicate some delays in putting out your projects or in advancing in your job or in your career. Definitely this has to do with just scattered energy. You know, Wands has to do with fire, with a fire sign, and with, you know, directing your energy and, you know, action. So in the reverse position, this definitely can indicate, you know, some blockage and inability to materialize, you know, things that are going on up here in your head. So you may have, you know, as the best thoughts and the best plans, but for some reason it's not, you're having a hard time translating it onto paper or translating it into the real material world. So this, I don't think this has to do with your abilities and your actual skill level or anything like that. I feel like this has to do more with either willpower or desire or motivation. So some of you may be lacking the desire, just feeling a bit down and uninspired, and it's hard for you to, you know, build up enough motivation to actually see a plan through. And I feel like there's a sense of procrastination. There's almost a sense of like, you know, there's not a sense of urgency, and there's a feeling of, well, I have all the time in the world, so whatever, and you're kind of letting it drag on. Whether or not that's an excuse, I'm not really sure, but for some reason there's some sort of blockage, something preventing you from really finalizing things or putting things out there. You're kind of delaying, you know, putting things off, and you're not focusing your energy. Since twos have to do with partnerships, this could also mean creative differences between you and, I don't feel like this is a romantic partner, but maybe somebody you work with, or somebody who you want to start a business with, or somebody who you have to collaborate with. So there's definitely a clashing of opinions, and, you know, you might want to do something your way and you feel like it's the best way, but somebody else is opposing you, and you're trying to find a compromise, but again, there's a blockage. There's just no, it doesn't seem like at the moment there's an easy way out or there's a clear solution. So your ability to see, you know, the end result is clouded and it's obscured. So let's see what the next card is. This card is something to take note of. Hopefully this will be more fortunate for you and for me as well. Okay, we have this Five of Swords. So this Five of Swords in the reverse position is actually not a bad card to have in the reverse position. Fives have to do with struggle in the tarot, and swords have to do, being an air sign, have to do with rational thought and interactions, social interactions, and just interpersonal dynamics. So with this Five of Swords in the reverse position, I feel like for some of you who have been kind of hurt, or who have been suspicious or angry about something, or about someone, you're finally going to have those issues resolved, and you're going to be, accepting your part in what happened, and you're going to be forgiving the other person for what happened. So this is kind of, to me, this means justice will be served. It doesn't have to be so, harsh or ominous or anything like that, but I do feel like if you've been plagued by like rumors or people, getting the wrong idea, and, maybe, gossip spreading about you, slander, or maybe just, a misunderstanding, miscommunication, it's, things are finally going to settle, things are finally going to clear up, and the truth is going to prevail. So, I'm not sure if that's related to this Two of Wands card, but I feel like this Two of Wands is more to do with yourself and with your career, or with, just motivation, what gets you out of bed every day. And then this Five of Swords is kind of more to do with just a background sort of issue, something that bothered you, it angered you, but I feel like this is something that was kind of in the past, and it still is kind of relevant, but now things are clearing up, and then finally you can officially once and for all let that go and move on. So I feel like you have forgiven the situation, you've gone over, you've accepted it, and you let it go a little bit, but now you can finally let it go, because the truth is going to finally be revealed. Everything's going to be out in the open, and maybe if you were blamed for something, now the blame is going to be lifted from you, and people are going to apologize to you, I feel like, and there's going to be some sort of redemption for something that happened, some conflict that happened in the past. So for some of you, this could be an ex maybe owning up to what they did, or a partner, taking responsibility for something, for a fight, or for some sort of loss. And then for others of you, this could have to do with a falling out with one of your friends, or with a group of friends, some sort of conflict, maybe even family members, one where you kind of took the high road and stepped down, and again accepted things and moved on. But I feel like now you're officially going to reintegrate those people into your life, or you're at least going to completely forgive them and have that kind of be washed away from your heart and from your mind. So, general advice for you, Tauruses, is this Ten of Swords. Okay. So definitely that conflict may be more pertinent and more relevant than I thought previously. This Ten of Swords, as you can see, is a pretty dramatic card. And again, swords being an air sign has to do with dynamics between people, interpersonal relationships, and logic, rational thinking. And being the Ten of Swords, some people think that this card is the epitome of conflict and of struggle, and of all your issues kind of accumulating or kind of hitting you all at once. It's like, you know, when shit hits the fan kind of thing. This is what's happening. So I feel like with the Ten of Swords in the spread with these cards, I feel like general advice would be to stop being too much of a martyr, and because this card to me is like a melodramatic card, and it's about you know, feeling the pain as in like even more intense as, you know, a regular or anyone else would in that situation. I feel like maybe some of you Tauruses, you know, since you did take the higher road and you're trying to be a better person, that may make you feel like you're better than other people, or you know, might make you feel sorry for yourself. So we have like two contrasting things, two extremes, but they're actually pretty equal. They're pretty much the same thing. They're just feelings of I guess, putting your pain, your experiences on a pedestal, or kind of valuing your experience more than others. So I don't mean to, I guess, devalue or, you know, invalidate your feelings. I'm a Taurus too, and I know I get into these like really self-pitying moods, or I feel like, oh well, screw everybody else, you know. And so I totally get it, but I feel like as general advice, this is saying to let bygones be bygones, just to let things go, you know, officially let all that drama, all that negativity go, and and try to move on from it. This bird here is waiting for you to move on, and it's not to say that the pain isn't real, but I guess it's telling you to look at the bigger picture and to, you know, make some small sacrifices of the ego in order to be more harmonious with those around you, and to live a more content and fulfilling life, instead of, you know, holding on to things that make you feel sad, or that make you feel like people don't care about you. So I feel like this card is again just saying, try to look at the bigger picture, and don't let feelings of anger or lingering feelings of being hurt affect your relationships for the future. Try to think about what you want in the long run, and if it's worth it. You know, are you going to be just feeling sorry for yourself, or isolating yourself completely from other people? And is that a productive use of your time? I feel like, again, you're already kind of not getting that motivation that you need, and, you know, you're kind of in your feelings, and you're kind of at a low state right now for some reason. And I feel like always after the sun has like cycled through your sign, I feel like you've been at a high. For every sign there's a high, and then once it cycles through, there's a bit of a low. So I feel like that's what's going on here. But again, just try to think of a bigger picture, and find that motivation and find inspiration in what's around you, because there's no time to waste. Alright, so the outcome card for you guys is the Seven of Pentacles. Yep, so in the reverse position, this definitely has to do with what I've been talking about, that low, that feeling of disappointment and uninspired feelings. The Seven of Pentacles it really nicely mirrors this Two of Wands here in the reverse position. These cards both have to do with, you know, an inability to execute things properly. This Seven of Pentacles mainly talking about poor planning. And so this has to do more with motivation and, willpower, and this has to do with the actual logistics, the planning of everything. So I feel like there's definitely going to be a struggle. There's going to be a delay, and you're going to have to work extra hard this month. You're going to have to push through it. But I feel like, it's always darkest before the dawn. And once you just power through, I feel like it should get a bit easier for a little bit. After that, you kind of have to just like break through that energy barrier. But you need to accumulate enough energy and enough desire. I feel like you need to maybe recenter yourself and instead of being ungrateful and instead of feeling sorry for yourself and focusing on negative aspects of your life and of your relationships with other people, you should probably try to be grateful for the things you have. And I've heard that if you just list off things that you're grateful for, that can really bring back your motivation, and it can inspire you, and it just makes you feel better overall to think of all the things that you're happy for and that you're thankful for, and things that you couldn't imagine your life without. I feel like that's a really good exercise if you want to try that. And maybe it'll help you, because I definitely feel like there's a lot of struggle, there's a lot of blockages or something kind of holding you guys back. And so try not to think so pessimistically, and don't fall into the trap of feeling sorry for yourself, or feeling on the flip side that you're way better than everyone else and that you don't need to be put up to the same standards as they do. You want to focus on your own journey, your own self, and right now I feel like you're struggling, so you want to get that going, put yourself back on track instead of focusing on what's around you, and try not to think about what other people are thinking so much. Just do you, just be grateful and try to keep the momentum going, try to keep going, because I do feel like you're going to have to work extra hard. So thank you so much for watching. I want to thank everyone who regularly watches my videos, everyone who comments and likes the videos, and all my subscribers. Thank you so much. I hope that you guys continue to find these readings helpful and revealing, insightful for you guys. Don't forget to check out your other signs, as well as to keep an eye out for that mid-month update coming around the 15th of June. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, week, month, and I'll see you guys next time.